Hello, folks. Mike Newmeyer. Great to be with you again. I want to focus on a very important topic right now, one that we don't talk about too much, and that is, of course, taxes. And I want to talk about how can you defer taxes? How can you put off paying taxes? Now, we all know that whatever is in an IRA or any other qualified plan, okay, that while it's there, it's not taxed. We know that already, okay? Well, what about the money you've got in the bank, interest, any other investments you have in the market, anywhere else? You get taxed on the gains every year. And I made a few notes that are obvious, like mutual funds, any market gains, any rental income, um, and of course your savings in the bank and so forth and so on. You get taxed on all those gains each year, correct? Of course you do. You get 1099s. Now, you get taxed on all kinds of other things too, of course. Social Security, we've got some relief for some people this year, but you're taxed on almost everything. Now, how can you avoid taxes? Very, very few ways that you can legitimately pay less taxes, and we want to take advantage of those. But I want to focus on one right now, and that is what happens in life insurance and what happens in annuities. Anything that is an insurance product, whether it's whole life insurance or universal life insurance, any of those things that have a cash value, those gains every year are not taxable. Not taxable. Okay, big deal. Okay. But what I want to particularly focus on is the fixed index annuities that we use for retirement. They can be used simply to save money and to grow money and to have that tax deferred. So you can take money from savings where you're paying tax every year, as an example, and this is not IRA money, just money, it's regular money in bank accounts or wherever it is, and you can put that money into annuity and into a fixed index annuity, and your gains are not taxed until you actually take money from the annuity and use it as income. Now, some people think that as soon as they start taking money from the annuity, that the whole thing is taxable. That's not true. It's not true. Again, you don't pay tax on anything that you're not taking out. So when you take money from a fixed annuity of any kind, you're only paying taxes on the part that you're taking out. Okay? So you transfer it into your regular checking account. Now, at that point, it becomes income. And at that point, it becomes taxable. So it's a big deal. I could show you a chart, I could make it more complicated, but it's really quite simple. If you've got savings in your bank, or wherever you keep your savings, and it's growing every year, why pay taxes every year? Why pay taxes? Imagine if you're in a 20% tax bracket and you have to give up 20% every year as taxes on what you've been saving. Why not defer it until you're actually using that money? And then you're only going to pay taxes on that part of that money that you take out for income. That's the point today. Very short, very important, mostly overlooked by many people. I'm always amazed. This is an opportunity for people. Okay, we're going to talk about using those annuities, of course, for retirement and so forth, but I want to focus on just money in savings banks. If you know you've got this money sitting there and you're not going to use it, right away, let's say 5 years or 7 years, I can put that money into a short-term annuity where you can get paid interest and it'll be tax deferred, and you'll only pay taxes on any of that money when you start to use it. Okay? That's my message today. Mike Newmeyer, 410-902-0464. Call me. Let me help you save money. Thank you again.